Okay, friends, welcome back to Thinking and Destiny, another session for this week. Before we connect and learn the wisdom what Percival is trying to tell us this week, let us connect to his consciousness for a few minutes. Please sit in a meditative posture, cross your legs, clasp your hands, and close your eyes. Please take out your eyewear. We don't need it now. Please observe your soft, normal, soft, tranquil breath. Notice how you are taking vital energy into your body. How this vital energy is flowing each and every part of your body. Observe your breath only. As Buddha said, when you are with your breath, you cannot be with your thoughts. Let us disconnect from all other thoughts by focusing our energy onto our breath. Please place your hands on your eyes for a few seconds and open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. Before we go further, let us review what we have learned in the last session. Balagaru, over to you.
Yeah. Okay. In the last session, Prasanna covered the fourth civilization. So I'll describe about, the summary of the fourth civilization. So the fourth civilization started number of years ago. It developed gradually. Immortal inhabitants of the former earth survived the submersion of the earth and went into the mountain tops to live. So absence of comforts separated these tribes. So these are the tribal people. The absence of the comfort separated these tribes. And then they lived like animals to eat and propagate. They didn't have any homes or fires. They didn't even know how to make a fire. Some people came from the interior earth with superior intelligence, and they taught that these tribes how to use the fire and basic necessities, and showed them how to farm and grow using the seeds. They also showed how to weave, how to work with the metal and build with the stones, and also taught them how to domesticate the animals. After many efforts and failures of minor civilizations, these minor civilization, it rose again, it came up again. These minor civilization people had big cities, which were centers of great cultures. They had buildings with wood, stone, and metal, and their buildings were square, circle, and triangle shaped with large courts. And their houses had beautiful gardens. They used hardwood like stone and grew crystals and produced gemstones using the heat and sound. Their gardens had beautiful fountains with perfumes with varied colored water, which sparkled in the sunlight, it seems. They had underground passages through which they moved to different parts of the earth in a single day. To avoid air friction, they created a current to go with them. So using that current, they used to travel. They made many kinds of perfumes from the earth and the plants. Some people communicated with the air, fire, water, earth elemental groups, which were in different colors and shape. They communicated with these elementals through their thought or words or signs. That's how they communicated. These elementals, the nature elementals, helped the people in farming, harvesting, and in driving the vehicles on land, underwater, and also in the air. Most elementals look like some of them, like humans, it seems. With the help of these elementals, these people learned to sing and play the music with the instruments also. All this was done under the wise men direction, who were their rulers. With the association and the help of elementals, these people improved their light of intelligence and their matter. And also the nature's beauty improved with the help of the humans. There are 4 groups of elementals with whom they worked, controlled, and benefited from them, and they called the elemental gods: fire god, water god, air and earth god, etc. They learned how to maintain good health and prolongation of life, these tribes. They were taught history of the past and warned those rulers, they warned against controlling by the elementals, which would bring their downfall. They warned these tribal people, be careful, with the elementals. In the following generations, humans, men and women, united with the unintelligent entities of nature, resulted in a divide of an indwelling doer. Elemental gods appeared and demanded worship from human beings, so people became nature worshippers. Rites, ceremonies developed into religious systems. That is how the religion started. And the 4 religions of worship of fire, air, water, earth flourished at that time. Churches, temples formed for the worship of God. Elementals mixed with humans for sensation, and soon sexual misdeed followed. Warnings of the wise men forgotten and ignored. Kings and queens appeared with their luxury and power. Gods became jealous of worship, which is paid to other gods, and then that's how the wars, they caused these wars. Whoever jealous people were brutalized by these gods, who were nourished and kept alive by these people. With the control of these gods, luxury, power, sex worship, poverty, and ignorance came. And whenever a cycle of human thoughts run its course, there was a disruption in nature and parts of the earth destroyed. Elemental gods fought against their enemies, and that's how water god caused heavy rainfall and water rise, and then air gods brought hurricanes, and fire gods caused walls of fire. Earth gods caused earthquakes to engulf their enemies and to cover up the parts of the earth. All this is done by humans as elementals taught them with the direction of nature powers. All these they got from the elementals, all these powers, but because of the human thought, it happened. In the nature wars, priests used their knowledge. Atlantis sinking of the continent. The last sinking of the continent, Atlantis, took place 20 to 10,000 years ago, according to Plato. Remnants of the civilization in China, India, and around the Mediterranean came out. American continent found in 1607, formed colonies in 1620. During rises and falls of minor civilizations, numerous religions formed with the help of elementals and priests. Different religions formed. These gods need human worship. The light is in the human doer's atmosphere, which is in the thought. When the thought is directed to nature gods to worship them, they lived by it. So these gods, nature gods, they lived by the human worship. When the thought or worship is refused, gods became angry and they caused the wars. Some gods got nourishment from the thought, others need hymns, praise, incense, blood, and sacrifices. Sun worship, star, snake, animal, and tree worships appeared and reappeared. Doers who did not reach perfection to be with triune selves in the past three civilizations, who were not destroyed, continued as various groups in the fourth civilization. Animals showed ferocity, greed, or gentleness of the human, according to human thoughts, which exteriorized in animal forms. That's what I have.
Thank you, Balagaru. This, let us go with the today's wisdom. Today's wisdom, I can say in a simple couple of sentences as well. That is the reason I haven't prepared any slides. First thing is I didn't have the time today for some reason. And the second thing is, yeah, we will go through all the things, but coming to the remembrance of it, right? So we can just say like 3-4 sentences. We can say that this is what it is. But as we are actually going everything, right? We are not leaving any portion of the book. So that's the reason I just kept a one session for these two sections, like section 12 and section 13. Okay, but a summary can be in a few in the gist of a paragraph. Okay, here the thing is the breath form, right? Whatever the breath form of the human being. So that is that is whatever the breath form, and what is the power of the thought, power of the thought. So we can say it is all the thought power. These two chapters says about your thought power. Okay, so what is the thought power? So all the entities like animals, plants, the forms that was cast off, or it was born off or cast off from the feelings and desires of a human being. That is what he is saying. So usually we learn that the man came from some animal and all. So here it is an opposite thing that Percival is saying. So everything else came from the cast off of the human thoughts. The entities of the vermin in the means some insects kind of things, right? So those will be there in the flowers. Those come from the flowers. That is what the gist that he's talking about in the 12th section, basically. So what he's saying is, so every being, the portion of the doers that are today, you, me, and everybody, so we all came from where? We all came from a realm of permanence. When we know that we came from the realm of permanence, when we know that we are having a triune self, when we know that we are the triune selves, when we know that power of our thought and power of our word, so that is where you must we are hearing some of the historical stories, right? In the religion, we are saying some historical stories that, okay, some people say, oh, take it, the boon was given. Some people will give them shapam kind of thing. They will give something. It will happen. Why? The reason is they have that power of their speech. They have that power of their thought. So whatever that they are saying, so we also have that power. We also have that thought power. Only thing is we are not thinking. We are in the illusion that we are this body. We are where God is separate from us. All that false thoughts we are there. So when we are in the false thoughts, we are not able to exercise our power. When you know your power only, you will get able to exercise it. Or suppose somebody deposited 1 crore rupees in your account. Let us take. If you get a message in your mobile, then only you'll get to know that you have some amount in the thing and you can go and spend or something. If you don't know, there is an amount. You are not going every day to the bank and getting to know how much you have it. So you don't know. You don't know what is the power that you have, money, what is that wealth that you have it. So you cannot use it. Similarly, here you have the power, entire power. Only thing is you are in the false illusion. There, that person may be thinking, I am a poor, I don't have money, I don't have money for that, I don't have money for this, because without knowing that there's a bank balance of 1 crore rupees. Similarly, we are thinking, we don't have knowledge, we don't have a good job, we don't have that, we don't have this. We are actually thinking so many things because we are not knowing what is that reserved within us. We don't know that we are the knowers within us. We know everything. We don't know, we came from that realm of permanence. We don't know that we are the triune selves. Because of that only, all this illusionary world we are actually living in. So if we are actually taking off all these things, we will be able to understand. So once you have that knowledge, that's what he's saying. Once you have that knowledge that you are the triune self, your word will have that power. Your thought will have that power. You will understand that. So now also, whatever the thought that you are doing, you have that power and they are getting experienced. But only thing is, because you don't know that you are such a supreme power, you are thinking very little things. You are not thinking beyond your, okay, what is your capability? You are not thinking beyond your limited thinking capability. So that is why we are not. So all these entities inhabiting the animal kingdom are cast off, are sensualized portions of human doers only. So therefore, the thinking, the change of the type of the breath form, perfect. So the thinking, our thinking was changed from, suppose if you say you can live 300 years or 400 years, people, what should I do? I will not have energy after 50 years or 60 years. Then what should I do by living such a long? So you yourself are not believing that you have an unlimited. And so your thinking, because of your thinking, you are a perfect body with a sexless, perfect body, a sexless, deathless, perfect body. But we don't agree. So we are either man or woman. We are actually thinking that way only. So we came. Then we are thinking that we will live a maximum of 100 years. We limited ourselves. Because you are thinking, we are thinking that after 60 years, our energy will go down. We are thinking, right? So because of that, everything, whatever we are thinking, it is happening. We think that it's so natural, basically. If we are living for 200 years, it is unnatural for us. Because we are in that belief system, right? After this will happen, after this will happen. Okay. So with all these thoughts, right, our nature of the power has been decreased because of our thoughts only. The thoughts of greed, the thoughts of whatever the thoughts we have, right? The hate, the thoughts of gentleness, kindness, change the type of the modify the breath form. So whether you are a greedy or a hated person or a gentle person or a kind person, so depends upon this, your breath form will change. You can observe when you are actually angry, how you are taking the breath. When you are actually hating somebody, how you are actually taking. You can even, he will say, you can even smell your breath, how well it is. It depends on your thoughts. How healthy that is, right? You can even feel that if you are actually aware of that particular situation, you can aware of it. We think that we are actually in this book, he has given one beautiful example when I'm reading. So we think we'll get energy from our food or from everything, right? How the thought will give energy, that he explained beautiful. I'll take that example. You feel that, okay, you got exhausted. Friday came, I got exhausted. This weekend, I don't want to do anything. I wanted to take rest, complete rest. That is what your thought, because you got exhausted. That is your thought. But suddenly Friday evening, one of the friend called, "Hey, I want to give a surprise, but I don't know whether you will be there or not. I'm coming to you on Sunday." Immediately will jump up. You will set the things right, what to cook, what to do, because that thought, right? This is all thought. You didn't eat anything. Nothing has happened from the previous moment that you are feeling that you got exhausted, you can't do anything, to now only the thought that friend is coming to you. That thought gave you a lot of energy. You started doing it. So that is the power. You can, means to give you how the thought can give you energy, right? That is what I'm taking an example, right? So you will be, because this is all of us must have experienced this kind. All of us must have experienced this kind, right? When somebody that you wanted to meet, if they are coming, so you will have a lot of energy. You'll do everything set right, the things set right, and you will cook for them what they like it. You'll think all these things. From where this energy come? From your thought. From your thought only all this energy came, right? So that is what. So here that thought is having whatever the kind of thoughts that you are, same thing, somebody that you don't like, you hate the people, that person is coming. You plan very well for the weekend and you want to enjoy, but somebody is coming. What will happen? Oh my God, he's ruining my weekend. What to do now? Because that thought again, until then you are so energetic. But when the thought comes that the person is coming, which you don't like to spend the time, gone. So energy depends on your thoughts. The energy flow depends on your thoughts. Yeah, Balagar, do you want to add something?
Yeah. See, happy moments, it boosts the thought, and the other way, negative ones drains the energy.
So here particularly saying through feelings, right? So feelings, we are getting the energy or losing energy.
Energy.
The thought means
all thought or feeling. Right?
Yeah.
Whatever the thought comes, the thought only gives you the feeling, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The thought will give you the feeling. The coming, that news or the thought will give you a happy feeling or a sad feeling.
Yeah.
That is actually controlling your energy. Energy is flowing basically. So whether with that news, with that thought, whether you are absorbing the positive energy or whether you are depleting your energy, it depends on your thought. That is a thought power. If I say that you are a triune self, you may not able to get it. How can I be the knower, right? But these small examples we all face in day-to-day life.
Yes.
Okay, so when we face these examples, then we can understand. Okay, when for such a small things also, if we can feel the energy fluctuations, how well if you are just thinking all the time positive and miraculous thoughts, if you are able to think, how well our energy is, how nice our energy is, right? So that's what he is saying. So the fundamental types that came from the early thinkers, right? Early thinkers, because early thinkers in the sense they are not into the totally, they didn't forget about they are from the realm of permanence or anything. So those thinkers, whatever that they have think, they spoke the forms. This earth exists. This earth form exists from those people's thoughts. So they know that they are from the triune self, they are from the realm of permanence. So their thoughts are so generous
miraculous.
And useful, miraculous thoughts, right? So with that, with their thoughts projection only, this earth exists. And those types of thoughts were preserved in constellations of the parts of the stars. So their miraculous thoughts were all stored in these constellations, and we say this star is so helpful, that this and all, right? So their thoughts are all stored there. Okay, those are the things. Later, they changed the thoughts. The physical earth changes. Later, the physical earth also changed. It is not that the earth that formed in the first, it was changed. No, it is changed. How? It is changed after later the people. Suppose if you see that Dubai thing, that the entire sea was covered with big stones, and then they had a luxury city. How that came? With a human thought only, right? They wanted to develop their country. They wanted to make it as a luxury hub kind of thing. So with the human thought, how much they did it? They even filled the sea also. That thought would not have come before, right? How big stones. I literally went near to that and wanted to see how big those stones, right? So those big stones, they just lay down how the foundation, they made it stronger. How much of the engineering effort went into that? So this is all human thought only. Human thought. So that is the power of the thought. So if one can think, so they can think that well, and they can do. Even that the other day, this Sunday, last Sunday, there is an article in Enadu. If you read the Kerala, how they developed the Kerala. From where to where they developed, right? So how the tourism came, how they actually, there are so many places the backwaters are there, but only the Kerala, the backwaters are so
developed.
Because they developed, because when they wanted to develop whatever that they have it, they projected it. In US, you must have seen so many places, nothing will be there. They made it a big kind of thing. Oh, this is their monument, and they will write some history over it, all the things. But if you think that in India, more than that, you will have so much of the things are there in India. Here, nothing, but still they make it a very big thing here. This is all how they're projecting themselves. The thought, right? How you can project yourself. So those are the things that are actually happening. That's what he's saying. Everything is happening with the thoughts. Thoughts of the mankind had from ages and ages, but still remains in the system. So the thoughts are hunger, sex, cruelty. Today outstanding features of the thoughts which came to the animals.
Yeah.
Because of these thoughts came to the animals like cats, pigs, and embody or all the three, right? So these things came from the thing. But there are other thoughts which produces the animals like cows, horses, sheep, deer, and gentler and cleaner type of animals. So your cleaner type of the thoughts will produce this kind of animals. But all animals are variations of the types of the human thoughts, remember. So if your thoughts are very kind, the kind of animals. If your thoughts are very cruel, then cruel kind of animals. All the things will come. The body and the form of the man are not the result of an evolution of an animal type. That's what he's saying. The body and the form of a man is not the result of an evolution of any animal type. It is the reverse. It is the present form of a man is a modification of the type of higher being. Realm of permanence. From that higher being, we have become like this with our thoughts and with our desires. We didn't come from the animals. He is saying that we came from that single kanam, the sexless. In the science, you will say ekakanajivi, it came, right?
Yeah.
So from that it came. So that is the single, formless, sexless, perfect body.
So this is against Darwin's theory.
Yes, against Darwin's theory. So from there, our desires and our feelings started. We were like the feeling and desire part is there. Then it started men and women, all the things. Then we feel that we wanted to eat. Then digestive system formed with the desire of that feeling with the attraction of the feeling to desire and desire to feeling. The sexual organs were formed. All the things he has explained, right? So the animals from the mammals and the birds to vermins and the parasites came all from man. He is saying like animals, mammals, birds to vermin and parasites, everything came from the man. Of course, the thought of a man can rise an animal directly into the higher form. The thought of a man can rise the animal directly into the higher form, especially where the animal is to serve his uses. If that man want to serve his uses, then he can do that. You got it?
Yeah, domesticated.
Domesticated animals. Okay, just as he was cultivated some wild grains and fruits, because he grained. When the first civilization, some people gave the grains, and so he cultivated in it crossbreeding. So much thing there. A man did it, right? Similarly, he can do with the animals also. The rocky material of the earth is not from the human thoughts, but that is from the nature. That's what he's saying. Immediately when I'm reading that, because just now I went and saw that the Rocky Mountains and all from the Denver. From there this came. I just came because those were thousands of years ago, right? So at that time the civilization is not there. So next sentence itself, the answer is the rocky material of the earth came from the nature. But it will modify its structure according to the human thoughts.
Human thought.
Because we can do that, make an exhibition or anything, we can do that, right? So according to your human thought, that can change. The bone, it can change from the bony structure of the man. That's what he's saying, like whatever that you are doing, right? So that rocks are the skeletons of the earth. What he's saying, rocks are skeletons of earth. All plants get their forms. How they get their forms? From the nervous system of a human being, it seems.
Wow.
All the plants get their nervous system. The animals get their organs from their relations, functions from the organization of a man. The kingdom above includes the features one of the below. The trees have wood to support them. The trees have wood will be there, right, to support them, corresponding to the rocky structure of the earth. Earth is supported by the rocky structure of the earth. The tree is supported by its wood. Man is supported by its skeleton.
So interconnected.
Interconnected. So the plants have the stomach. Here he is saying, so the plants also have the stomachs. They also have the secretions, which makes the food available to their digestive apparatus. That food only we are taking, right? So that whatever the thing, the digestive apparatus. All the present creatures, including plants, have definite forms. They can be reproduced using seeds, using eggs, or using a cutting sampling kind of thing, or using some according to the spices they belong to. Because each plant belongs to the different thing, right? Some plants you can cut it, do something, and then again plant it.
They propagate differently.
Some you can have to take the root and then keep it. Some you have to take the seed and keep it. So it all depends on their kind of species it may come. Nature, right? The design of the form, seed or egg or spore or cutting, it all depends on its inhabitants of that particular plant body. Okay. The entire inhabiting of the bodies of the flies, lice, fleas, pests, as well as those of the microbes causing diseases and decay of the cast off are sensual effluvia of feelings and desires of the living human being bodies. So all these things, including the microbes that is causing the disease to you, also came from your desire. Even that if you say that corona or whatever, there is a one thing, right? They try to do something and that wastage went, because of that it came. So they also try to do, it is all the thought from the human. It is nothing, it doesn't come from somewhere. Flowers are separate entities. So our seeds are produced during the life. Flowers are produced during the life, during our beautiful thoughts, our beautiful feelings, right? So those flowers are exteriorization of the thoughts of sexual feelings and desires. Daisies, buttercups, carnations, and other flowers shows the sentiment of the thoughts connected with the thought. So there are some rose thoughts which comes there in the varieties. So all these, the thoughts are also, what they are saying is there's a masses of thoughts, right? So you are thinking in one and I'm thinking in one. If the same direction of the thoughts are actually same kind of thoughts, but there's a mass of thought is forming. That mass is all like a very beautiful or whatever, means it's all a positive. Then you will have all the positive things like a flowers or anything. Okay, if you may those may go as a mammals or some kind animals, but if all the thoughts are very wild thoughts, then you may be getting all the wild animals. So that the things. Sex prompts men and women to use certain grooves of expression, no matter how desperately phrased. There he is giving an expression. Usually we say that even that the men and women should not meet in certain times and all those things, right? He also mentioned when you have done like in a improper times, improper way, that wastage, whatever that wastage will go and give the life in a bad manner. That is also here. That's what it is. We will write differently. We will have read differently, right? So when the seed, the
way they interpret it differently.
Interpreted differently, yeah. When the seed germinates by moisture, warmth, and light, the entity of the potential plant grows into being of the growth of the seed, right? When it is given properly. The type of anything, right? The type can be anything from a mushroom to an oak tree. But how well you are actually giving all the things here, nutrition, right? So similarly, when human thoughts are nutritious, then you will get all the good things. The structure is the structure of any plant or animal is taken from your thought process. The structure is taken from the nerves structure of the human. Each plant, each flower, each seed represent one thought and development of that thought.
Oh, okay.
The mineral kingdom is also made by human thought. The matter comes from the 4 elements. The matter comes from the 4 elements. Whatever that we need, given to the infinite rocks kind of human, that matter is coming from only that other 4 elements. But how it is shaped, how all these things, the mineral kingdom, that is also coming from the thought, characterized by the mass of thoughts of the human being. The thought of the mass, not the thought of one person. The thoughts of the mass, not the thoughts of one person.
Yeah,
the mineral kingdom
people.
and all those, several people thinking together that. When the thought is of a higher order, it forms crystals, positive energy.
Wow.
So many questions you'll get answers in this, right? The great disturbances are settled back as a rocks. The disturbances in your thoughts are settled as a rocks. The end of the cycle sweep away by the descendant civilization and exteriorization of these human thoughts. Then, so yeah, when the cycle was ripe, and all the things, right? The agents of this law of the thought together, they form the huge thought wave, and then it will wipe off. If anything like that is what people, when you say, right, why these earthquakes will come, okay, why these tsunamis will come. When you are in that prone zone, people will start thinking, okay, it might come, or it might come. When the thought wave was formed, so it will form. When thought wave was formed, and also the people who are actually the balancing their thoughts, right, the cause and effect. So they all will be pulled at one place, and these thought will work and they will be wiped off.
Also, see, in Japan, they get more earthquakes. So what happens once they had a couple of earthquakes, they keep thinking about that.
That's what. So prone to, we may get any time, we may do that, right?
So always
so even similarly, the other day, somebody is saying, so people in US, they will always think that something will happen to us.
Hurricane.
So that's why we need to have a health insurance. We need to have health insurance. Otherwise, something will happen. So you are actually manifesting it.
Yes. Because
those days, who doesn't have any health insurances and all, not these many things have happened. Yeah. But now you are manifesting it, thinking about it.
Yes.
See, that's why Patricia always says, someone asked, it's organic food or it's a normal, what we get, which one is good for us. Patricia always says, your thought is strong.
Food.
Whatever you're eating, so it's your thought, it's depend on your thought.
Yes.
So you are always says you are the strong. Then what you are eating. Yeah,
yes.
so
because I read in one of the books, some healer in Austin, he went, somebody, who invited him as a guest speaker. They both went to a restaurant. Normally, this person does not stopped eating meat, it seems. That day, there were no other restaurants. They went there. This one had some sandwiches with some meat in it. This person, the speaker, the Hawaiian one, who started this Ho'oponopono, he said, your thought. See, he sends energy even in the auditorium before he speaks. He sends energy to the chairs and the podium and the stage, everywhere. He says same way he sends the energy to the food. He said that converts, whatever it is, it converts to positive energy, to a very healthy food, it seems. That's how he said. He said, I don't mind eating because I already sent my thoughts to this particular food.
Yeah,
that's how it works, it seems.
Recently, I experienced, actually, since 2 weeks, I have cold. So everyone is saying it's because of pollen allergy. So that's why you got cold. Just, I'm not judging, just I'm observing myself. Okay. So it's because of immunity, because of lack of immunity, so many words I am hearing, but I am not believing those words. So immunity, naturally it's coming from inside. I have that immunity. I got nutritious food like that. Myself, I'm getting those words. See, our thought.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. This is a class today.
Yeah,
We are discussing, right? So same
yeah,
time I'm
something.
experiencing. So thought is so powerful. That's what I'm experiencing today.
So many people say, I thought this will come because you already manifested. That is why it came. So
Yes.
yeah, here he is writing that all biting, sucking, stinging, bittering insects causing annoyance and a disease in a man and in animals and destruction to the plants are progeny of a man. Progeny means here they came from the sexual waste by union of improper times, by shedding the blood, by the ejection of saliva and sputum, and by abortions.
So improper timings, did he mention anything or?
He didn't mention any of the time or anything, but he said improper timings. That's it.
What does it mean? Improper timing means.
Don't worry, because with him we need not worry. We'll come. We had a question.
Yeah.
We will get it in the next chapters or something. Okay. So usually that's what my experience with him. Okay. So yeah, obviously by the abortions also, that life is going up. You're just taking of that life. That life may be going in some other form, animals or the plants or anything, right? The thoughts of hate, spite, meanness, viciousness, rapidity, destructiveness give these creatures to express their thoughts, because these are all the biting animals. All these animals will come when you are actually having all these thoughts. The rocks are actually, the mineral things, he is saying the rocks will remain unchanged as is given by the nature, unless a mass of thoughts were given by the people. Obviously, when mass of thoughts, there is a big mountain, let us take. So we wanted to cross from this side to that side. Not only me and everybody who thought of it, okay, that leader has thought of it, okay, let's have a road. We'll cut the mountain and then we'll have a road. That's a modification, right? That's how we are changing that. So it will remain as this thing unless a man changed his thoughts. So that's how we can take it as wolves, cats, swine, vultures, polecats, devilfish, and genter antelopes, zebras, cattle. In short, all the animals other than these insect pests are human thoughts, which are expressed as these forms after the death of a person who entertained them.
Wow.
After the death of the person who entertained them. So these will form. So their thoughts, what he is saying is, when you are passing through the judgment, right, after the purgatory period or whatever we call it as, right, after that judgment and purgatory period, you cannot go with your thoughts. You will go with a pure form. So whatever the thoughts that you entertained in your life, you have to leave it. Leave it in your mental atmosphere, leave it in the atmosphere, and you will go. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are left over. So those thoughts will take some form in the earth.
Animal form.
Animal forms. So you will go as a pure form, but whatever the form, whatever the thoughts that you did it in your lifetime, so that will, so not only your thoughts is actually giving a thing, even after your death, those thoughts are giving some forms. So how powerful they are.
My goodness.
The doer goes through other purgations, separating him from these thoughts. The doer goes beatific state of heaven without these thoughts. He will not go with his thoughts. The carnal desires, thus without the breath form and without I-ness and selfness of the knower, without righteousness and reasoning power of the thinker, and without refined emotions or sentiments of the doer, are left alone. So doer, know all these things are left alone when you are going, and you are going. So these thoughts are actually getting, these desires, however, are the portions of the doer. Because when you are a doer, these are the portions. They are, what are they? Hunger for food, excitement for fleshy lust, selfishness, greed, cruelty, and what appears is a rage, vicious sloth, and destructiveness. So these are all your thoughts. These desires wait in where? In that layer of the form plane. Whatever that we are saying, they will wait in the form plane. Even when these desires are, when these thoughts are all together comes, they may form as a cruel animal. If all your kind thoughts are forming a plane, they may come as a beautiful flower. So these thoughts, you are leaving these thoughts in the form plane and you are going. So these thoughts are again having the things. They are the desire entities without a breath form. They are entities. They don't have any shape, but they are entities in the form plane. They urge for the matter, for the seasons. So they urge, right? So they want. So what will happen? Suppose you are actually leaving all the sexual feelings or anything, they are saying that. So they urge animal mates to do that because of that thoughts. So they are the driving power to propagate, the cause of conception of the new animal bodies with all these thoughts. And the birth, they came into the bodies of the feeling and desire of the foal, lamb, puppy, or similar creatures. So these things may come. The feeling and desires are such animals, of course, are harmless and gentle feelings and desires. Those, whatever they say, lamb and puppy, right? So those came from the gentle feelings of these things. The entities in swine, rats, cats, vultures, squids, sharks, in other beasts, birds, fish are for prey too, are the parts of the human feelings, desires, which act in the same way as the propagation of these animals. So whatever the animal, whatever depends on your thoughts, these are happening. These embodiments of the sensuous portions of the human desire must not be mistaken for embodiment of the doer. You are not the doer, you are the sensuous, that those are the actually thoughts. You cannot mistake it with the doer. Only the grosser feelings or corner desires of the portion of the doer come into such animals of this portion. So grossier, so not every thought, the grossier thoughts are the feelings, right? Whatever you are leaving, that comes as a thoughts. Not that the thoughts will come and go. This we are always saying that there will be thoughts comes and go, but those will not exteriorize. Similarly, every thought that is coming is not exteriorizing. We will cancel so many thoughts. Yeah, we will cancel so many thoughts.
Yeah.
Suppose somebody tells something, oh, if she get it, we think, but immediately our sense will, no, she should not get it. This is not the right way of thinking. Immediately we cancel that thought. How many times because with the anger we may think differently, but we'll cancel that thought. No. Something, let her be happy. We should not think bad about it. We realize immediately and we cancel the thought, right?
Yeah.
So those thoughts will not exteriorize, or those thoughts will not, because in the anger, even if we think, but if you are keep on thinking again and again, that will solidify your thought and that may exteriorize. That's what he is saying. So these are all, this is how we explain, like one after the another, right? So how some of the animals will serve your purpose. Because some of the animals, because you are thinking that, oh, if somebody is there to take care of us, if somebody is there to show the love, and also your dog is there. That's why so many dogs are there now. People are not able to show their love in each other. So they are getting dogs and they're keeping all their thoughts on those animals and they are showing the love to you. And he'll explain clearly, the animals will not have any of independent thinking process. You are thinking that animal is thinking. It doesn't have any of the thinking process. It is coming. Your thoughts are going and your thinking is going there.
It's reflection.
It is your reflection only. Whatever you wanted to show, that is only to show you. If you see, it is not showing in anything different. So it is all, they will not, they are not having the intelligence. You are giving, your thought is giving. Okay, because of your thought only, it is those things are actually happening.
That's why in Swami Rama's book, when he was afraid of snakes, his teacher, his master says, guru says, don't be afraid. If you have fear, that causes fear to the other animal or whatever. So if you have love, then it doesn't have it. Same thing, it will project. That is how he teaches that, and then he will get rid of all the fears. And one time, it was crawling on him, and then he teaches that. And same way with the beast.
It responds by feelings.
Yeah.
By feelings.
By
Yes.
humans' feelings.
Human feelings.
Yeah.
So in that way we understood. So we are co-creators, right? So we are
Yes,
creating
yes.
these animals and plants also and rocks.
Plants also.
Yes.
Rocks we are
Everything
changing.
experienced and whatever we are releasing, that wastage and it's forming. Whatever we
It's
are
forming.
seeing on the earth, typically we are creating.
We are creating
God.
everything.
So much awareness need to be developed.
That's what you're saying. From the desire, the special animal form screened of the light that connected with the doer. The light is connected with the doer. Remember, light of intelligence is only connected with the doer. Yeah, however you create the animals. Remember, there is no animal is having intelligence. It doesn't belong to. They do not have any light of intelligence. They have only instinct. Animals have instincts. So they go on by instinct. They have a very powerful sense of smell. More than a man, more than human being, they have a very powerful smell. Because of it, they can go everywhere and they can sense it. They have that instinct whether somebody is coming. So that instinct only it is going. That is not intelligence. It's instinct only. The power or light of intelligence is there only with the man. He is actually comparing that with the electric bulb. When you switch off, it is actually lighting up. So that is the only energy that it is having? No, that facet you are just closing. There is a lot energy is there.
Yes.
So you are that energy.
Yes.
What he is saying is you are that energy, and whatever that is projecting, whatever through animal is coming is only the bulb. So the facet of energy is there. Electrical bulb behind the power plant. There is a big power plant, and the facet is there. Similarly, the reservoir, the facet, if you are controlling the facet, the reservoir, water won't come. It will come only the control, right? So the reservoir. So we have that reservoir of the light of intelligence within us. So to get up, so if you
we need to open the switches.
But we are thinking that the light of intelligence is the God.
Yeah.
We have separated that light of intelligence from within us to separate, and we are making it as a God. Suppose even if you say, right, even if you are, even if you are actually worshipping a rock, but still it is actually giving you all the wishes, it is getting fulfilled. Why? Because your thought forms are going and making it as an energy.
So whatever
the
light is sending,
light is there. Your doer lights are, because it is taking energy from all the people who are
Himalayan mountain.
It is taking anything, any rock, mountain. Even in the small temple, that Grama Devata, whatever you call, you are taking a one rock and you are actually doing, but it will.
You are adding the energy.
That it is, you are having energy, giving it, and it is giving back. So you are actually, with your thoughts, you are giving that energy to that God.
Call it Prana Pratishta, right? Prana Pratishta. We are only giving the energy to that energy. Rock. So again, we are taking from that rock or idol. So we are only doing.
We are giving he's saying the small, we are guiding the small energy that is coming, right? We are the guiding power of actions of ants, bees, beavers, birds in the building, and instinct of all the animals. This is the power is given by us. This is so with the wild animals, also with the domestic animals, especially dogs, horses. There is one factor, so that you are giving in the domesticated animals, by direct contact with the human beings, comes under the influence of their thoughts and their thinking. Whoever is actually doing their thoughts and their thinking. Typical form of an animal is a kind of feeling or desire of animated by the master.
But that's how their language, they understand. The domesticated animals, they understand that master's language.
Master's language, that's how.
One thing here, we are creating animals means we are giving the birth to the animals, right? So like our children.
With our thoughts.
With our thoughts, we are giving birth to the animals. Again, we are killing them. So that's why one master is said, right? It's killing animals is equal to killing your children only.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
when you are actually giving birth, that's how, right?
Yeah.
The desire of the dog has no thinking at all. It responds to your thinking.
Indeed.
It responds to your feeling. It responds to your intention of the master. That's all you're saying very clearly. It responds your feeling, your thinking, and your intention. So the dog may know hour by hour, day by day, how the master thinks.
Yes, yes.
It's by instinct, it is capturing his thinking and is actually doing it. So it is not having any light of intelligence. So please do not mix the light of intelligence with the animals. They do not have any light of intelligence. While the human desires are all human forms, there are the few exceptions, not in the plant forms. There are no mineral forms. So not even in the crystal forms. What are they? However, in the mineral, plant, animal kingdoms are exteriorization of the human thoughts. It remains to be shown in the manner the exteriorization as forms in the made the outside. So all mineral, plant and animal kingdoms are the exteriorization of our human thoughts only. I thought I can finish 12 and 13 sessions, but I just finished at 12. 3 more minutes, so I'm not actually starting it. I don't want to start and finish in hurry. So that's how it is. Basically, he explained. Means in the entire thing, I can summarize in two points or 2 minutes. But just to whoever is actually presenting and discussing the book, right? I wanted to discuss in detail, like how nicely actually he explained each and every thought, how it is getting exteriorized, how everything is formed, right? It was beautiful, and how much careful or how much awareness you should be there whenever you are thinking of something. For a very small things also, when you are expressing the hate or anything, what is the use?
You need to be very careful.
So you are not only producing harm to your physical body, you are producing unnecessary
environment,
unnecessary harmful things to this earth, which is not at all the good. So the more awareness we have all these things, the more it's no use. But we don't, whether you are doing a good or not, you should not do the harm to the earth. You can be quiet at least. So that is why best thing is shut your mouth and then shut your feelings first. Don't express all the things, right? At least if you cannot do good, just do nothing.
That is why Monulo, they used to leave everything and go to Himalayas and do, japam and sit there, because that way they conserve energy. They're not they're sending any thoughts. They're not sending any wrong energy through their, talking or thinking. That is how, especially in those days, because they were in the combined families, there were so many issues. They were just away from all this. That is the reason they used to go away.